Two children died in an early morning house fire in Evanston this weekend. A dry December doesn't alarm meteorologist Don Day, who predicts that late-season storms could still blanket Wyoming, and mountain lions abound in Wyoming's Black Hills. We'll take a look at these stories and more today from Wyoming's largest news organization. I'm Wendy Kaur for Cowboy State Daily. The community of Evanston is ringing in the new year mourning the sudden deaths of a pair of young siblings and an adult family member looking after them who were killed in an early morning house fire Saturday. When Uinta County Fire and Ambulance responded to the mobile home on Worland Circle in Evanston at about 5:30 a.m. that day, it was already heavily involved with fire. When crews were able to knock down the flames and enter the structure, they found 3 deceased individuals who've since been identified as 6-year-old Nikolai John Sanderson, 3-year-old Nova Ray John Sanderson, and adult Georgine Miller. The Evanston Police Department and Uinta County Fire and Ambulance are beginning an investigation as to the cause of the fire. Dozens of Wyoming residents suing the federal government for letting the 2018 Roosevelt fire burn and consume their homes and property are watching to see if the U.S. Supreme Court will take on a similar case about the same fire. Cowboy State Daily's Claire McFarland reports that 32 Wyoming residents and organizations filed a lawsuit in September but are asking a Wyoming federal judge to pause their lawsuit for now while they watch to see if the U.S. Supreme Court will take on a companion case involving hunters who nearly lost their lives in the fire.
The plaintiffs included some hunters who were burned and scarred from getting caught up in the fire. But they lost that case when they failed to show that the government was not within its discretionary authority. So that case could be headed to the Supreme Court in March.
If the Supreme Court does not hear the Nesevich case, the plaintiffs in the Accurso case will agree to have their own case dismissed. Well, through his studies, Dr. Jesse Miller of Casper knew that vegetables that are truly fresh are a powerful force for health. But the doctor was finding it hard to practice what he wanted to preach in Wyoming. So as Cowboy State Daily's Renee Jean reports, Dr. Miller created a network of Wyoming producers to get those fresh veggies direct to consumers.
What he found was that he couldn't find this fresher produce for himself unless he wanted to grow it. So that had led him to start Eat Wyoming, which is essentially a virtual farmers market, connecting all of these small producers in the Cowboy State with people who want to fill up their plates with fresh garden produce.
Dr. Miller's idea has grown from a single connection between Worland and Casper to producers in towns across the Cowboy State, as well as subscribers in just about every corner of Wyoming. I'll be back with more news right after this.
At Hilltop Bank, we understand that buying a home is a big decision. That's why we're here to be your trusted partner on the path to home ownership. Our experienced mortgage team will guide you every step of the way, from pre-approval to closing. We offer competitive rates and a wide variety of home loan options to best suit your needs. With our local knowledge and personalized service, you'll feel confident and comfortable throughout the entire home buying process. Contact us today to start your journey toward home ownership. Hilltop Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
While below-average snowpack across Wyoming so far could be concerning to some, Cowboy State Daily meteorologist Don Day says it's too early to draw any conclusions. He told reporter Andrew Rossi that we're just in the second quarter of a 4-quarter game when it comes to winter storms.
He conceded that the snowpack levels, which are below average across the state for December, that is kind of concerning. It's not ideal, but he can point to plenty of winters in the past where December was fairly dry, warm. There wasn't a lot of snow. That's another quirk about Wyoming. The dry months are December, January, and February, which are immediately followed by the wettest months of the year, which are March, April, May, and June.
Day says weather systems now brewing elsewhere on the planet will bring a large-scale transition to Wyoming in the next few weeks, bringing noticeably colder temperatures and better chances for snow. And after traveling the world for an industrial explosives company, Mike Romano retired and finally has time to pursue his new passion, learning all he can about the Wyoming mountain lions on his land near Devil's Tower. Outdoors reporter Mark Hines says after purchasing his property, one of the first things he did was install numerous trail cameras and soon realized he had quite a few of the big cats as his neighbors.
Devil's Tower, Black Hills area of Wyoming, it's kind of mountain lion central for the state. There's a lot of mountain lions there, and he says it's really cool that through these trail cameras, he's learning so much more about the mountain lions and their habits and where they go and what they do.
And that's today's news. Get your free digital subscription to Wyoming's only statewide newspaper by hitting the subscribe button on CowboyStateDaily.com. I'm Wendy Kaur for Cowboy State Daily.